In today's episode here on the Project Bedrock server, we do a bunch of redstone work for GG's new minigame. We do a recap of some of the 1.19 adventures that we had on stream, and check out a few of the brand new 119 blocks that we have acquired. And we head on over to DSP's base where we get to work installing him a brand new 30 furnace array smelting system. All that and more on today's episode here on the Project Bedrock server. What's going on, guys? I'm Built, and welcome back to another episode here on the Project Bedrock server. Today we are flying over top of our industrial district here, where we are coming over to our brand new phantom farm. Now luckily last week I was able to sit the week out while Biltina took over and did a bunch of grindy work that I needed to have done. This phantom farm has a roof over top of it, so this thing will work inside the daytime and also the nighttime, which is pretty awesome. And I think in the future I'll probably go ahead and add some more magma blocks and probably extend that roof out a little bit more. Now I have been needing to run this thing with my AFK account because for whatever reason my regular account will not spawn phantoms above me. I've done some research and I believe that it's a bug, however it is kind of frustrating. But it is nice that I do have my camera account, so I can just park my camera account here, and then we get a ton of phantoms coming into this. If you want to check out this phantom farm build, I'll link it down inside the description below. It's not the highest quality videos as it is one of my earlier videos, but the phantom farm itself works perfectly and gets you a ton of phantom membranes. So all those phantom membranes drop from straight up there, and then they just land inside of this little chest here. I didn't really need a whole lot of storage because this really doesn't put out a ton of phantom membranes, and I really don't need it to. However, I just put the phantom heads inside of here and took all of the phantom membranes. And if we fly over here, you will notice that there is a chest boat over here. And this chest boat means that we are in the new 1.19 update, and the server has been updated to it. If we go ahead and jump inside of this boat and then open up our inventory, you can see that we have a ton of phantom membranes here, and these we are going to use for that giant jet that I had Biltina build for our minigame. So aside from the chest boat over there, there has been many other 1.19 things that have gone on between videos, and if you follow me over on Twitch, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about, as we have recently streamed and gone exploring. Inside of this box here, we went over and found a brand new mangrove swamp, which was about 20,000 blocks away. I'm sure there was one that was closer. However, that was the closest one that we found. We found a ton of cool things, including the mangrove logs, the roots, the leaves, rooted mud, regular mud, and we've also got a bunch of propacules, which I have in another chest, but I ended up bringing those home and planting them. That way we can get all these awesome new mangrove trees a lot closer to home. Something else that we ended up finding was inside of this shulker box here, and if you are familiar with any part of the 1.19 update, then you will know exactly where these all came from. Well, most all of these. I mean, obviously not the emeralds and the slime balls, but most everything else, these all came from the ancient city. Now, I have not explored an ancient city at all. I've only been keeping up with the updates, aside from the ones that I just explored. Now, this was on my most recent stream, and both of these, the Mangrove Swamp adventure that I went on with Gigi and Renee, along with the Deep Dark, was on the same exact stream. So if you're interested in seeing that, head on over to my Twitch and check it out. Links are down inside of the description. Anyways, for my first trip down inside of the ancient city, I was really surprised how well they did on it, and it really gave almost like a Splinter Cell type of feel to it, to where there was a lot more strategy than you would ever think that there would be. It really makes you think, because you really just can't run through there and break a bunch of stuff, because the warden will come out very quickly, and he gets very angry. Yep. Oh, that was a horrible idea. That was a horrible idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. Really bad idea. And I don't know where the hole is. Here's the hole. Let's go. Oh. Okay. Think I'm safe? Definitely a lot of stuff to go through just to learn a little bit of redstone. Be easier just to watch one of my tutorials. Alright, like that. I like it. Yeah. How many diamonds we get out of it? I think there was 50 total, 50 ore block. I'm just going to the end city from looking around. And if I looked around more for diamonds, I probably could have found some more diamonds. I really need the mob spawn that. Mob proof it. The mobs are killing all the crops. Alright, let's fortune them. If we can't get 3 stacks. Probably not anywhere close to it. Nope. Oh, just shy of 2 stacks. So it's very strategic because you have to use the wool in order to go and get into the chest or break the skulk sensors or break the shriekers here. And it's just a really, really fun time. And honestly, it had my heart racing. It was a total blast. Anyways, we are going to use some of this stuff later on because we will be designing a farm with this. However, we do have a few things that we need to take care of first, so we'll go ahead and grab these shulker boxes. And we're just going to throw these inside of the ender chest here, that way we don't lose any of them. However, I do want to show you guys a short clip that happened a little bit ago. You know me, I got some new toys, so I had to prank somebody. I wanted to ask you, how much do you like the warden?
None at all.
Okay, then don't move, don't move, don't move.
Him come here.
Don't move, don't move. If you move, it's going to summon him. Oh.
No.
Oh, this is not good.
No.
This is not good. Is he gonna come?
No.
I'm just kidding. He's not going to be summoned.
Oh.
It's not a deep dark biome, but it would be funny though.
Yeah, very funny.
Anyways, these are yours.
Make horrible noises. Thank you.
And you can also have these too, which I like them as decorating blocks, but you can break them down and get the experience points out of them if you want. Oh man, poor Gigi. It's really difficult for me to pass up an opportunity. Anyways, let's move on. Alright, we are now over here next to my house, and I wanted to come over here because there's a few more things that I wanted to show you. And I actually wanted to check on them and see if anything has happened yet. And I really need to get around to finishing this thing up. I've just got so many other plans right now that's taking priority over this. I really need to get a bunch of farms done. That way I have a ton of different materials. And if you come in here, nope, it doesn't look like they have actually turned yet, but we got some tadpoles too. We ended up getting these tadpoles and bringing them on over here. Now these guys were not the easiest to get. Well, for me anyways, it would have helped if I knew how the game mechanics worked with these guys before I ended up trying to get some. However, I'll go ahead and roll that clip, that way you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You guys don't understand how this works, do you? Y'all don't know. Look, you're not supposed to go in 3 different directions. I gave you the slime, you're supposed to do the deed. That's how this works. Look, there's a pond here. It was here all along. Go do it. There, go poop in the pond. Poop in the pond. Poop in the pond.
Make peepees in the pond.
There you go. There. Guess you guys forgot. Here, we're going to the pond. There you go. Come on. Come on.
Nudge, 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 nudge.
Nope.
Poop. Look, they look like they're pooping. That's what my dog does when she goes.
This should not be aired live. Oh,
there you go.
There we go. Hey, anybody got a scooperator?
Oh, I'm not gonna be responsible for those, so here.
Oh, so you give it to the most unresponsible person. Thank you.
Yeah.
See, I just ruined them. I just ruined them. I told you, don't give me the buckets. Oh.
Did you not pick them up?
No, I just dumped the water. I dumped the water bucket on them, and I killed them. Okay. These guys, they got a whole bunch more. All right, guys. Oh, what just?
Oh, it just got dark fast.
Sorry for what I did to your seeds, guys. My apologies. There you go.
There you
Okay.
go. There's some more.
There. Now I gotta
Screw
dump the
up.
water out first. Dump the
Oh
water
my
out
word,
first.
there's a slime. Break it in little pieces. There we go. Break it in little pieces. Have another bite. There you go. Good boys.
Okay, I don't know how this works. Definitely not like that. All right, guys. Got your hot tub over here. Come on, jump inside of the hot tub time machine.
So you have to leave the eggs alone until they hatch and become tadpoles.
Oh.
Then you
Oh,
can
wow.
pick them up into a Then you pick them up into a bucket of water.
So the next question is, how long does that take?
There we go.
Oh,
They've hatched.
get
They're
them.
flipping all over the place.
Get 'em.
Oh, aren't they cute?
Oh, you can get multiple. Well, they were cute, and then they died.
A
And
cat.
I'm up in a tree.
Well, at least these 3 tadpoles were smart. The other one, well, I'm sorry. At least you got some survivors, little guy.
I want to come see. Of course, now I lost you guys. There you are.
I can dump one back down. I just don't want them to jump out. I got
Did
them
you
all
get
in.
them all?
I got 3 of them. I think there was 5 in total.
I got here too late, didn't I?
He's right
Yep.
here. Check out him.
There,
That's so
look how
cute.
cute they are.
Oh, hello, buddy.
It's always a good time whenever the group gets together, and you never know what shenanigans are going to take place. Anyways, if you look behind us rendering in, we actually have some mangrove trees over here. And these things are really, really cool. And it's really unorthodox and really unlike any other tree. But as you can see, we have the roots down here. And then the actual mangrove wood is inside of the center right there. And these will actually grow down through mud. And then whenever it grows down through the mud, it will become a rooted mud block, which is a really neat block as well. And of course, if you have not kept up on any of the 1.19 changes, that little thing up there is called a propagule, and that is basically the seed that you're going to plant in order to grow these things. Talk about a really cool tree. The only question that I have is, how are we going to farm it? It's a question for another day, but maybe we'll eventually come up with something. Could be fun. Anyways, let's go ahead and fly on over to the shopping district because we have to make a pit stop over there and take care of a few things. Plus, there's even more that I want to show you. And while we're on our way over there, I wanted to stop and just take a look at Gigi's base here. If you're not following her, you should be, because look at these builds. I cannot believe how good of a builder she is and how talented she is. The way that she's able to take an assortment of blocks and put them together to make something like this, and even her clock tower and stuff over here, or my personal favorite is probably the iron farm here. It's just absolutely incredible. And I absolutely love it. So, as I mentioned, if you're not following Gigi, you should be. Go ahead and check out her channel. All of the links are going to be down inside of the description below. And over here inside of the shopping district, there's a few more shops that have popped up. We have this one over here, which I believe Renee put together. And this is Thick Sticks Lumber Supply. Man, say that 10 times fast. And she has a assortment of different woods here. And she even has the new mangrove logs and the mangrove leaves, which is really awesome. The other one I wanted to check out was right over here, and I believe this is one that Gigi just recently made. And it is really a cool build. I love how she put everything exactly the way that it should be whenever you are going to the end. It's pretty much built exactly the way that the game would generate it, except for these are actually not alive. We just have a bunch of different in gear that we're selling inside of here, which is a really neat concept and a really neat idea. Welcome to the ship shop. Check all of the chests and shulkers for stock. And if we come right down inside of here, as you can see, it is again exactly generated as it would be, and really a cool idea for a shop. So what I want to do is go ahead and fly down here and check the redstone shop and see if we have any cells in here. And I also wanted to see, there's a new little thing that I put in here, request redstone contraptions here, so the members can come over here and they basically have redstone request books You go ahead and hit a button, it will dispense out one of those books. You can fill it out with whatever redstone request you need, and then you just go ahead and put that redstone request down inside of the barrel below, and it looks like we have one here. This one here we have in the gaming district. I'm going to need a starting light, gate combo for a drag strip. We can negotiate price because I have no clue what it's going to entail. I'm just getting started, so there will be time to work on it. Thanks, Gigi. That's awesome, and that sounds like a really cool idea. I'm really eager to see this thing come together. So we'll have to head on over there here in a few and check out what she's talking about. Now, if you look in front of us, you might notice that there's 3 new items that we're selling, and it's going to be the Skulk Shrieker, it's going to be the Skulk Sensor, and also the Skulk Vein, and they're all going to be coming soon because obviously I don't have enough of these to sell just yet. Now I went ahead and checked, and there's not a whole lot of stuff that I need to restock. I do need to restock some of the magma cream. However, I don't really have a farm for these. I just kind of get these as a byproduct from the fortress farm. So it's kind of hard for me to restock at the moment, at least until we make a magma cube farm, which probably won't be very long now that we have a new incentive to make the frog lights with them. So let's go ahead and see what all has sold, and we have a pretty good cleanup here. We have 46 diamonds plus 3 diamond blocks. So if we go ahead and craft these all into blocks here, we got 8 diamond blocks total with 1 diamond left over. Let's go ahead and grab our wallet here, and we'll go ahead and add those to our collection. So we got our 5 diamonds there and our 41 blocks, not too shabby. So if we go over here to our employee only area, we can go down here, and I've set up a little thing of chest here, kind of a small chest monsters. That way we can have additional material. That way we don't have to go all the way to the farm. We have some bottles in there, some coal, glowstone, just all farm materials. That way we can just restock the more popular items whenever they sell out. More importantly, we also fought the dragon, which was my first time on this server fighting the dragon.
One more hit and she's done.
Man, I went through 3 totems.
3 totems?
Yes.
Probably wouldn't have killed me to grab a couple of them.
Well, I'm in the market to buy some more.
And our main priority was going to get a ton of Dragon's Breath because, again, along with these Phantom Membranes, we're going to need these for a very specific potion that we need for our minigame. And I think we're going to grab a few more of these because I think they'll make a nice gift for SeaMonstera since he's selling potions. And inside of this chest here, Renee also dropped me a ton of different materials, mainly all quartz, which was very, very generous of her. Now, one thing that I want to do before we head on over to the minigame district is I want to fly by and pay SeaMonstera a visit and drop him by some of these Dragon Breath potions. Now we are over here at SeaMonstera's base, and I was over here the other day because I was just flying by and this gorgeous windmill caught my eye, which, I mean, how can this thing not? Let me go ahead and turn around and kind of hover for a second so I'm not falling. And just take a look at this thing. He did a really, really good job. Now, I don't know if this was a tutorial or if it's something that he built from scratch. However, it came out really, really well, however he did it. And one of the other things that he was showing me down here was this giant aquarium. And it's like this thing popped up overnight. I don't understand how he could build this thing so quickly, but it came out so awesome. It collected so many different bits of coral and a bunch of other blocks and put down inside of here. And there's just a ton of fish, and this thing goes on forever. And here we are down here at the bottom. We have a Heart of the Sea there, some Elder Guardian heads. Looks like we have a Drowned On display there. And just a whole plethora of blocks. There's even some mini blocks in there of the lodestone. That's really cool. Anyways, we will go in here. And we need to find his potion room. I'm pretty sure he has some potions around here. I just don't know exactly where it's supposed to be. Now, I do have another job over here soon. Over here inside of this room, we have to build a sheep farm and then also a sugarcane farm, which should be a fun little build. But he's very specific the way that he wants it. And he basically wants all of it plumbed into these chests here. Alright, here's his potion room, and he is a very, very talented builder as well. He's not a YouTuber, he is a streamer, so if you are ever interested in checking him out on stream, I'll put the link for all of his content down below, and you can go ahead and give him a follow over on Twitch. Anyways, what I came in here for is to just grab this. We're going to need a sign as well. And I think we'll put it right here in the opening, that way he can't miss it. Alright, present from R is built, no gas this time. And we have everything inside of there. I'm sure he will appreciate that. So let's head on over to the gaming district and... Whoa. What are you doing over here? This is the first time that I've seen one of these guys in person. That's really cool. Not even a few days since the update and people's already gathering up a lays. Hi, little buddy. And coming into render is the C17 Globemaster 3. And let me tell you, I am just entirely smitten with how this thing turned out. I spent so much time inside of a testing world designing this thing, and I think it just came out fantastic. And you're looking at about 20 hours worth of design work between the exterior, interior, well, pretty much the entire plane. And then it actually took about another 5 hours to build it onto the server and put it inside of a time lapse. And then that time lapse was condensed down to about 2 minutes, which was pretty crazy, but it was a ton of work, and I'm just really happy with how this thing turned out. So I went ahead and dropped those phantom membranes and the dragon's breath inside of a shulker box inside of my ender chest, because I really don't want to take any chances of losing that. And if you look up here, we got the cockpit to the plane. We can go ahead and turn that on, and I just add a little buzzer, and I thought that it was a really neat touch. And I think that it really came out good. Just a bunch of gizmos and gadgets and buttons to press. Grian would be in heaven if he was over here. He would just press probably every one of these, hit all these levers. But anyways, supposed to kind of look complicated in order to fly a plane, and this looks kind of complicated, so I think I did a good job. And this is probably my favorite part, but we're going to jump out of here and make our ways way down here. And if you watched last episode when Beltina was building this, she actually used glass, and I actually changed my mind last minute and decided that I didn't want to confuse where the person that's coming down from the plane needs to land. They don't need to land here, therefore I removed the target from here. The target was just more or less to have it all see-through, and I thought that the target would look cool. However, I did not want it to contradict anything. However, everything's going to land down here, and then there's a bunch of hopper mine carts that are going to go back and forth and collect everything. And whenever everything falls down here, there's also a dedicated item that's going to fall right over here. And under here we have a hopper minecart that's going to pull in the items, and that's actually the trigger that's going to send the hopper minecarts back and forth. That way they never get deleted, because this area will be loaded from the person falling down, and then it will be triggered and send all of the hopper minecarts across. The newest addition is over here, and this is of course the target that you're going to be landing on. And the only way for you to land on this thing and survive is to get your wings. The way that this minigame is going to work, if you missed it before, is there's going to be the floor drop out from underneath you after a certain amount of time. And right before the floor drops out, it's going to splash you with a slow falling potion. And that slow falling potion is only going to last just over 20 seconds. So it's not going to last long enough to make it all the way down to the ground. That way you're able to splat and fall if you do not actually get your elytra. Right after you are dispensed out of there, you're also going to have a bunch of different wool blocks that are dispensed, and each one of those wool blocks are going to have a dedicated set of points to it, being 1, 2, or 3. The more of those that you collect, the more points that you're going to score. However, the only way for you to actually cash in your points and to get your points is to grab your elytra before you hit the ground, and then you're going to fly over and land on this target. If you fail to grab your elytra, you are obviously going to go splat, hence the name of the game. However, if you do manage to grab your elytra while falling from the sky, you want to fly over here and land on this pad, and as soon as you do, it's going to set this thing off and you're going to have fireworks go up, and then whatever score that you have inside of your inventory is the score that you're going to put on the leaderboard. So that sound that you just heard is actually a skulk sensor underneath, and that's what we're using in order to detect a player falling on top of this platform. Because we have wool all the way around it, it's not going to detect any of the players jumping around out here or on top of the wool. However, it will detect whenever they jump here or anywhere inside of this platform, and then that's going to allow it to shoot off the rockets. There's also a pulse extender underneath there. That way we're not wasting rockets, and there's a timeout before it will do it again. Over here on my minigame, I also put up a little billboard there and made some banners that says the name of the game, which is Splat, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. And that's where everybody's leaderboard score is going to go. That way whenever you score points, you can go ahead and stick a sign to the wall and put your name with the amount of points that you win. And this happens to me so much over the course of building this thing. I look around and I'm like, oh, it's almost time to sleep. It's getting kind of dark. And then I realize that there's a giant airplane blocking the sun. So over here, this is the area that Gigi was working in. And we also have a brand new portal for the gaming district to get out here. And it is pretty close to the shopping district. The shopping district is right over there. However, it is nice to have another portal as well. Now, I have seen the drag strip here, and I kind of got a brief rundown of what she's wanting. However, I didn't see any of this, and this is built out of the new mangrove wood. That is actually really cool. We got some fishing poles with a carrot on a stick, maybe. I think that's what those are called. And we have the mangrove wood, and that's really cool. And it seems that we got a bunch of horses here. I think that's probably what she's wanting to drag strip. Oh, and we got some pigs too. Now, she was telling me that these pigs are not going to be just any old pigs, that they do have some special characteristics to it. However, I'm not going to spoil anything. So if you want to see why these guys are very unique, go ahead and check out Gigi's video on this that will be coming out soon. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and grab my redstone box and get this all sussed out, and I'll meet up with you after I'm done. Hopefully I can kind of get close to what she has in mind. So we are done with the drag strip. However, I want to take a moment and show you guys what I stumbled across a few minutes ago. So I was swimming around over here and I came to these mangrove trees, and I originally thought that somebody planted these things down inside of the ground here. However, with a closer look, I came over and dove down and was looking, and sure enough, there's mud down here, some tropical fish, and even the mangrove roots to where they have grown down through the mud. So it's safe to say that these are not manually planted here. So I went ahead and looked around to see if there was any that were closer around here. And I ended up coming over here to the swamp biome, and right past the swamp biome was a brand new mangrove biome. And it looks like we didn't have to go 20,000 blocks to find one after all. I was sure that there was one that was closer. However, I just did not know that it was right in our backyard, so it's pretty awesome to see this here. So back over here at the drag strip, this thing is ready and good to go. I ended up using some black concrete there and also some black concrete over here. That's all that I really had on me. Down here I had some oak, so I ended up making some oak fence gates, as I did run into a problem whenever I was putting these things together and trying to use the trapdoors with them. The problem that I ran into is if I jump down here and I go up against these and I try to jump, I was able to jump over the trapdoors, and the horses were able to do the same thing. However, with these fence gates, this will keep all of the mobs and players from being able to jump over it, which will keep the horses from being able to jump over it as well. The biggest issue being whenever you are pushing up against these things with a horse, the horse just wants to automatically go over top of it without even jumping. Now, one thing that you might be saying is you look at this entire thing and think to yourself, well, it really didn't look like you did a whole lot. Well, we do have these few things above surface, having the light controls and also the buttons over here. However, there is a substantial amount of redstone underneath the surface to make all of this work. So to start the game, we're going to hit that green button and hopefully run back here fast enough. As soon as that third light goes off, those gates are going to open and then the races are on. The horses will be right here and then they will run all the way down here. Well, horses or pigs, whatever she decides to race. Or, who knows, she might even put something else in here. However, whenever you get to the very end here, you will hit these pressure plates, and those pressure plates are going to send off a rocket on whatever side the person wins on. So whenever we come back all the way over here, it's going to actually reset. So let me try to give you a better angle here. Hopefully, if I'm pointing towards the light, we can go ahead and hit that green button again. And as you can see, 1, 2, and 3. And as soon as those open, the gates will open, and then the races are on. Now, I did install 2 different ways to reset this. The first one being the people running all the way down there and hitting those pressure plates at the end. However, if you need to reset this without having the people run, you just come on over here and hit this red button. That's going to reset everything back to the way that it should be whenever the race is ready to start again. Well, I think that we can call this thing done. We'll have to meet up with Gigi at a later time and see what she thinks about it. As for now, let's go ahead and meet up with DSP because he said that he had a job for us.
I noticed you had a redstone shop over here. And I went over there and I partaked on the stuff. I didn't see over here if you had anything that was offering like custom builds, commissions, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I thought about doing that, but it really all depends. If somebody wants any kind of custom built stuff, I mean,
Gotcha.
I can do that by case by case.
What I was wondering is if you would consider building me or upgrading my my super smelter to be a little bit more super.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
I saw the massive lava farm bucket refiller thingamajigger you had down there by the gold farm, and that was really cool. It put
Oh,
my
yeah.
my little thing down there to shame.
Yeah, I have quite a few tutorials. I think I got 3 or 4 different smelters on my channel. And I mean, I can build any of those. I have the regular, there's a mini smelt. I think there's a micro smelter, a mini smelter, a super smelter, and a mega smelter. And the mega smelter is just absolutely nuts. But that's at the same time, it's also a really big build too. I think it was 76 furnaces.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm thinking something more around like maybe 10 or 12.
10 or 12. Yeah, I have one that's what is it? It was 20, is it 28? It might be 28. 28 furnaces, and it's actually a really small compact design and it works really well. I mean, if you wanted something like that, then that would definitely be doable.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the reason why I let's go over here to the gold farm real quick. Actually, let me sleep.
Well, you've got your eject button. I used that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I figured it'd be cool to take advantage of having a sky shopping district.
Absolutely. That was neat. Now we're all like superheroes like Batman.
I'm gonna have to go and check out Gigi's stuff. Man, she is crazy.
Don't look. I made the mistake of looking, and I just kind of had to walk away in shame. I like this.
So
This is the back room.
Yeah, so the reason why I went with the big lava farm here is because I'm strongly considering making this to where there's a community smelter and then building my mega smelter in maybe one of these walls or something, or maybe another building. And then we can just have this to where we can AFK here and then
Just fill her up.
AFK and have a switch where we can fill this up.
Yep.
It seems like, oh, we still got some in there. Have a
Oh
switch
my!
where
Someone's
we
been
can
using this.
Yeah, where we can fill this up and then I have a switch where we can just toggle it and send it off to a mega smelter or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, let me know and we'll plan on getting that done for you. Just you'll have to let me know where you want it done.
Yeah, and we'll figure out some payment. Either I'll build something for you, or we'll do some diamonds or whatever you want, whatever you think is going to be most exciting.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. So let's head on over to DSP's and get the super smelter built for them. Oh, and by the way, if you were wondering, my shop makes scary noises. Yes, I might have installed a couple shriekers. DeathSkullPain. Seems like we're in the right place. Have I ever told you how much of a madman DSP is? Just look around here. Look at this place. Every single thing that he builds is absolutely gorgeous. This entire mountain here, like look at it. That is not natural generation. And if we go inside of here and take a look at it just to prove it to you, this is all man-made. Every bit of this. He still, I think, needs to remove scaffolding, and I think he's got some farms and stuff inside of here. But if you take a look around this place, it's just beautiful. It's amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. And as I mentioned, there's no better word to describe him aside from a madman. This place is truly incredible. So I believe the building that he's wanting the super smelter installed in is this one here. And he was having some issues with the super smelter that he has inside of here not feeding correctly. Or what are you doing on my shoulder? You're not a zombie. You sound like one. Get off. Here, get off my shoulder. No, what are you doing? What is this? What? Come on, I got some work to do. Fine, whatever. If you want to stay up there, stay up there. Oh, okay, this is weird. Alright. Things have became weird. Alright, inside of the building here, this is the super smelter I believe he's wanting ripped out, at least I hope so. So I'm going to need to rip all of this out. However, I need to go and find my ender chest first, because nope, I don't have it on me. So let me go and grab my stuff, and then I'll meet you right back here. Okay, after a little bit of looking around, I have located the ender chest, and I've gotten mine out of it. And I'm just going to place that down here. And then I'm going to grab my redstone box, because we'll be needing that. And I also want to grab some blocks here. And I think I'm going to make this to where nothing can sneak up behind me, hopefully. And then I'm just going to grab my armor stand here, and we're going to find out where the chunk lines are inside of here. So let me grab my banner, and then we will see if hopefully we get lucky and that we don't have chunk lines going through the center of this room. Now this isn't the worst case scenario, however it's not the best either. This access here, we have most of the chunk to where we can work with it. However, this back access on this side, it does cut off a good portion of the room, unfortunately. Now I could go ahead and put my super smelter in here sideways. However, I don't know how that would fare with DSP, and it's really not long enough in here to really utilize the space properly for the super smelter that I made anyways. So I think our best bet for this room is going to be rip all of this stuff out and just do a complete new custom design for DSP. And with a quick jump cut, we are right back over here at DSP's base. I basically got this thing pretty much done, and I hope that he likes it. It's pretty functional and works very well. I basically ripped everything out of here and put all of this in here. And what he had in here before was 20 furnaces, and now he has 30. So this thing's going to smelt a little bit faster and hopefully be more reliable. Now up here, I was just going to use the traditional design that my mega smelter uses, that has the switches on the rails and also the turning rails. However, I ended up messing around with that design a little bit for a while, and it seems like it's still really highly bugged. However, it did work just fine a couple versions ago, but I think with all the changes to the minecart, there is a lot of bugs with it now, so hopefully the devs will get that figured out here soon. So I ended up having to kind of do a zigzag track all the way across, and I kind of had to go up and down quite a bit in order to make everything to where it's able to be intertwined and work functionally. However, it doesn't collide into each other. So basically we have our fuel cart here that we will put all of the lava in, which he has a lava farm down below. And whenever that thing is launched, then it will send the fuel cart all the way around and then go around through here, all the way to the end here. And then it's going to bump off the wall and then go all the way back. Same thing goes for here. This is where you're going to load all of your items in, and it's going to basically come up here and zigzag all the way around. It will unload exactly 30 items by the time it gets to the very end there. And then once it gets to the very end, it's going to go back and unload another 30 items, leaving only 4 left over inside of that chest. So in layman's terms, it's going to put 2 items in every single furnace every single time that the cart launches. Now down here we have a very similar system to the mega smelter that I have designed on my channel, and this will basically shoot out all of the items when they're done smelting into these item streams in order to be collected by this chest here. So as you can see here, we already have this thing loaded up with lava buckets. I have this thing fully loaded with lava buckets in every one of these hoppers, so this is just the overflow that will not fit inside of the furnace. So in order to test this thing out, we're just going to take a stack of 64 here. We'll throw that inside of that chest. And this is, again, just like my mega smelter, it has 2 different switches. So we have a launch switch here, and then we also have a dropper switch here. So this dropper switch, you could turn that on independently, and that's going to activate all of the droppers and empty this out. However, if you don't want to sit here listening to that clicking, you can leave this off for now, and then just launch those carts, and then that's going to fill up the entire super smelter. And you can either leave that off until everything is smelted and then drop it all at once, or you can leave that on and it will drop it as it starts to smelt the items. It is up to you, and really depends whether or not you mind the clicking or not. However, for this instance, we're just going to leave this switch off until all of these are done smelting. And we should have 2 smelting in each one. Looks like they're already done. And then we can go ahead and hit the switch. And as you can see, everything's just going to drop out of there very, very quickly. Go into those hoppers and load into our chest very quickly. We can go ahead, take these, and we're going to go downstairs and refill all of his lava for him. That way he is not left without lava. And down here is just his little lava farm. We can go ahead and manually scoop some of this up. And then we'll go ahead and reload it inside of his super smelter form. And we just reloaded all of his lava, so everything is full and good to go again. That way he can actually use this thing whenever he needs to use it. And then the lava by that time should be reaccumulated down below and be able to smelt whatever he needs to smelt. Now you might notice the chunk lines that I have activated again. And I just wanted to show you guys that this thing, no matter where the smelter is, there's no part of it that will ever cross the chunk line. And as I mentioned before, this is very, very important if you never want any of your minecarts to delete. So we never have a minecart crossing a chunk border here. And that's going to ensure that this thing is going to be reliable and work very well for a very long time. Now I don't have this particular smelter on my channel because this one was obviously just custom built. However, I do have multiple depending on what you need. I have a micro, a super smelter, and even a mega smelter. So if you're interested in that, then go ahead and check it out. The mega smelter is absolutely crazy. It's on my channel if you're looking for an over-the-top crazy smelter and you really don't like waiting for your items. I will of course link all of those down inside of the description below if you are interested. So if you want to check them out, give them a click. Well guys, that's going to wrap up the super smelter for DSP. Hopefully he likes it and hopefully it serves him well for a very long time. And unfortunately, that's going to wrap up the end of this episode as well, as we are out of recording time. Unfortunately, we did not get all of our errands done this episode. Next episode, we will be working on SeaMonstera's a few farms that he wanted us to make over there. We just ran out of time for recording those today. If you ended up enjoying this episode, then please go ahead and drop a like for me, as it really does help out the channel. And if you really like this video, consider subscribing. I'm always creating videos for farm, tutorials, and Let's Play for the Bedrock Edition. So subscribing will not only keep you up to date with all of these cool farms that I am building, but will also help me with my goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!